Hey, how's it going, Jaguars? This is Mr. Tejada, and I'm going to be going over Quizzette 703 today. So, week 3 Quizzette. Normally, you'd be getting this on a piece of paper, but since we're doing this virtually, you're going to get a virtual Quizzette this week. So, looking at example number 1, we need to find the sum of 4.698 and 0.275. Don't let the word sum worry you. All that a sum is an answer to an addition problem. So if I see sum, that means add. Now, when I get multiple digits, we want to stack them up, one on top of the other. And in this case, we also have a decimal. And the most important thing to remember when working with decimals is you want to line up the decimals. Always line up the decimals. And I'm going to highlight that here like that. Okay, that's super important. So let's get into it. 4.698 is our first number. And we're adding 0.275. And again, just to point it out, our decimals are one above the other in a perfect line. Okay, let's add. We have 8 plus 5. That's 13. I put the 3 down and I carry the 1 to the top. 1 plus 9, that's 10. Plus the 7, that gives us 17. I write down the 7. I carry the 1. We have 1 plus 6, that's 7. 7 plus 2, that is 9. I bring the decimal straight down. And then I just have 4 plus 0, which is 4. So your answer here is 4.973. Number 2, find the sum. So again, sum means what? It means we're adding. Of 4.838 and 6.054. So let's get into it. We have 4.838 and we're adding 6.054. And again, super important, decimals are lined up one above the other. So line up decimals is super important. I'm going to write it again. And now we add 8 plus 4, 12. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 5, that is 9. 8 plus 0 is 8. Bring the decimal straight down. And then we finally have 4 plus 6 is 10. So your answer for number 2 is 10.892. Problem number 3 says find the difference of 5.7 and 3.8. Now again, don't let this word scare you. All that the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So if you see difference, that just tells you need to subtract. Now same as before, when I'm adding or subtracting decimals, what do I always want to do? I want to line up the decimals. So we do that. 5.7. And now we're subtracting 3.8. Okay? As I'm subtracting this, I'm looking at the 7 and the 8. And the 7's smaller than 8. So to do this, I need to borrow 1 from the number next to it. So borrow 1 from the neighbor. So now I have 17 subtract 8. And the answer to that is 9. I bring down the decimal. And now I have 4 minus 3, which is 1. So the answer here is 1.9. Okay, last 2. Fill in the blanks. Looks like we have some multiplication happening here. And they want us to figure out what goes in these blank spaces to make these equations true. So for number 4, it says 4 times something equals 12. And there's 2 ways I would suggest going about this. If you know your multiplication chart, use it. If you don't quite know your 4s, then just practice on the side. So we start easy. 4 times 1 is 4. So it's not 1. We try the next number. 4 times 2 is 8. Still not quite there, so we try another number. 4 times 3, and that gives you 12. So we want to use the 3. 4 times 3 equals 12. Number 5, blank times 2 equals 12. So now we're using our 2's. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2, 4. So we're not there yet. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 5, 10. So we're not quite there yet. And 2 times 6, 12. So if I multiply 2 with 6, that gives us 12. So I want 6 times 2 in the blank. Because if I take the 2 and I multiply by 6, that gives us 12. Again, it's just a suggestion to write it out. If you know your multiplications already, you don't have to write it out. Okay, if you can mentally do it, awesome. If you want to use a multiplication chart, that's also okay with me. Whatever it takes to get it done, I'm fine with that. Best of luck this week. Go ahead and after you've gone through the examples, please go ahead and do Monday's Quizzette, and it can be found in your Google Classroom. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon.